It was a scorching July noon. The sun poured down like fire on the red dirt road leading into Hạ Trung village, a small, remote countryside nestled deep in the sun-drenched central Vietnam. Cicadas buzzed loudly on the old cottonwood trees, and the earthy scent of dry grass mingled with the sharp odor of muddy soil. Hiếu, a tall and lean young man with sun-kissed skin, sat on the back of a motorbike driven by Nam, his best friend from university days. Hiő's eyes squinted as he fought against the oppressive heat of the countryside. The wind tangled his hair. Sweat glistened on his forehead, yet his face remained calm and composed. Nam glanced back and grinned widely. "Hey Hiếu, still hanging in there? This sun's so brutal I'm about ready to abandon everything and run." Hiếu wiped his forehead, voice dry and raspy. "If you'd driven any slower, I'd have dozed off back there. Come on, let's get to the village and see if Uncle Tam's still there. If we're late, he'll scold us till we can't show our faces." Nam burst out laughing. All right, I've missed this village, and Aunt Tu too. Wonder if that girl still remembers us?" Hiếu gave a faint smile, but his eyes turned distant. The name Tu brought a heaviness to his heart. It had been years since he last saw her. After moving to the city for college, life swept them all in different directions. Only now, hearing that Uncle Tam, the man who raised him as a child, was gravely ill. Did Hiếu pack up and return to the village? The motorbike rumbled over a red clay slope. Ahead stood the familiar bamboo grove. Hiếu sat up straight, eyes reflecting something hard to define. "We're here, Hạ Trung village," Nam announced, turning the handlebars down a narrow dirt path. A rooster crowed in the distance. Dogs barked from somewhere deeper in the village. The rice fields were in the green shoot phase, and the smell of fresh mud wafted gently in the breeze. Hiếu looked around. Everything was the same, except somehow quieter. Nam stopped the bike in front of an old tiled house with moss-covered walls and a rusty iron gate that creaked in the wind. Uncle Tam's house. Hiếu stepped down, stood still for a moment, then slowly pushed the gate open. Inside, Mrs. Sao, the elderly housemaid, petite and hunched, her silvery hair tied neatly, was sweeping the yard. She looked up, eyes lighting with joy. "Oh heavens, you boys really came? Mr. Tam's been asking for you non-stop. Come on in, he's been waiting." Nam parked the bike and waved. "Hello, Mrs. Sao, you doing well? We're here to visit Uncle Tam." Mrs. Sao smiled kindly, wiped her hands on her brown blouse, and opened the door. "Hurry in, he's been waiting all morning. He's very weak now, talk while you still can." Hiếu took a deep breath, nodded, and silently followed her inside. In the main room, Uncle Tam lay on an old wooden bed. His body was frail, skin clinging to bones. His silver hair was messy, eyes sunken yet surprisingly sharp. He spotted Hiếu and managed a faint smile, his voice barely a whisper. "Hiếu, you've come back? Good, that's good." Hiếu rushed to the bedside, grasping his uncle's bony hand. "I'm back, Uncle. Don't worry. Nam and I came to see you. Please try to rest and get better." Uncle Tam exhaled slowly, emotion flickering in his eyes. "I've been waiting for you too. There's something I must tell you about the Nai plant." The word dropped like a stone. The room fell silent. Nam frowned. "What, Nai? That sounds creepy already." Uncle Tam shook his head weakly, voice faltering. "It's that thing in the forest behind the village. I once made a mistake. I'm afraid you'll get caught in it too." Hiếu tightened his grip. "What are you talking about, Uncle? Please explain." Uncle Tam struggled to breathe, then slowly closed his eyes. "Tired? Tomorrow? I'll tell you, tomorrow?" He drifted off into a fitful sleep, leaving the two young men with questions racing through their minds. Hiếu turned to Nam, voice low. "You heard him. There's something in that forest. We'll stay the night here. Tomorrow, we check it out." Nam shrugged. "All right, whatever you decide, but I'm telling you now, if I see anything freaky, I'm out." Hiếu chuckled softly, but unease curled in his chest. Night fell quickly. Shadows stretched across the bamboo grove and old rooftops. Mrs. Sao lit the oil lamp, casting soft golden light that danced across mossy walls like ghostly silhouettes. Dinner was simple: braised fish, mixed vegetable soup, and a small plate of fermented eggplant, but the two young men ate heartily. As night deepened, the chirping of insects echoed around the yard. Dogs barked from afar, adding to the chill in the air. Hugh sat by the window, sipping hot tea, eyes gazing into the dim courtyard under a crescent moon. Nam stepped out of the room, chewing noisily on a beetle quid from Mrs. Sao. "Man, this house is seriously creepy at night. I swear, just now I heard someone groaning in the garden." Hugh put down his cup, brow furrowed. "Quit messing around. It's just Mrs. Sao or Uncle Tam." Nam shook his head, face serious. "I swear, it sounded unnatural, like someone being strangled. I was walking past the old well in the back when I heard it." Hugh paused, then stood. "Let's go check it out." Nam recoiled. "Are you crazy? Right now?" Hugh grabbed the oil lamp off the wall. "I'm going. If you're not, then stay. But I want to know what that was." Seeing his friend determined, Nam groaned. Fine. I'll go. But if anything jumps out, I swear I'm going home at sunrise." They quietly stepped outside, under the flickering light of the oil lamp. The path leading to the backyard was overgrown with weeds. The cicadas had quieted. Only crickets chirped and wind rustled through the bamboo, strange, cold. As they neared the well, Hugh raised the lamp. The well water looked pitch black, glinting faintly under the flame. Nam whispered, "There's no one here. I must have imagined it." Hugh stared into the well, the flame dancing in the dark reflection. Suddenly, a cold wind gusted past, flickering the flame violently. Nam shivered, hugging himself. "Damn, what kind of wind is this in July?" Hugh leaned closer. "Listen carefully. I think there's something down there." They held their breath. The garden felt completely silent. Then suddenly, from deep within the well, came a soft giggle, like a woman laughing gently. Faint, wispy. Nam staggered back in terror. "Oh God, you heard that? Right, Hugh? That laugh wasn't in my head." Hugh bit his lip, trying to stay calm. "I heard it. Stay still. Let me look." He leaned down, lamp shining deep into the well. Then, a pale figure appeared in the water. Wide, staring eyes, long, soaking hair draped over her face. The figure wavered, then vanished in an instant. Hugh jerked back, falling to the ground. "There's someone in there. Nam, I saw her." Nam trembled, yanking his friend's arm. "Let's go, now. If we stay, we'll be the next ghosts in this place." Not wasting a second, the two bolted back to the house, hearts pounding, gasping for breath. The gate slammed shut behind them. Both leaned against the wall, shaking. Nam wiped his face, eyes darting nervously. What the hell was that? "Hugh, was it that night thing? Because, that laugh, it sounded familiar." Hugh leaned back, voice quiet and heavy. "Earlier, I looked closely, it looked like two." Nam froze. The night wind whistled through the bamboo. An owl hooted in the distance. And deep inside both their hearts, a strange, cold dread began to take root. The next morning, the sound of roosters crowing and sunlight filtering through the leaves woke them both. Hugh was the first to jump up, his eyes still bloodshot from lack of sleep. Nam slowly sat up, looking exhausted. "Damn it, I even dreamed about that well." I woke up with my back soaked in sweat. Hugh stood up, pulled the window open, and looked out at the garden. "Me too. Couldn't sleep. That shadow kept flashing in my head." Nam rubbed his eyes. "How about we head home at noon today?" "Man, I don't feel right staying here." Hugh shook his head, firmly. "No way. Uncle Tam hasn't explained last night yet. I need to hear clearly what happened." "You forgot how that shadow looked like too?" Nam bit his lip, sitting silently without replying. From outside the yard, Grandma Sao called in. "You two get up. Uncle Tam is waiting." They quickly washed their faces and stepped into the back room. Uncle Tam was awake, his face still pale but his eyes looked sharper. Seeing Hugh, he nodded. "You too? Last night, did you see anything?" Hugh looked at him and slowly replied. "We saw a white figure, down in the well. We even heard laughing." "Uncle, tell us the truth. What's going on?" Uncle Tam sighed, his eyes gazing painfully toward the yard. "Years ago, I and a few people from the village snuck into the forest behind here and cut down a blood guy plant. That thing is forbidden. We brought it back to train, for luck, for keeping wealth, but guy is alive. It demands life. The first to go was Chin. Died suddenly right by that well. Since then, every night there's laughter. I know now. I sinned. Nam's face turned pale. Oh my God. So that thing in the well is someone who died? Uncle Tam nodded. That's not all. That guy plant was buried in the yard behind Mr. Hoy's house. But, rumor has it, just a few days ago, someone dug it up. Hugh was stunned. Who would dare do that? Uncle Tam gripped Hugh's hand tightly. I suspect it was two. That girl. Her dad was part of our group back then. She wants to break the curse on her mother. Her mom died 4 years ago. On the exact same lunar date. Same as the day we picked the guy. The room fell silent. Nam swallowed hard. So, what do we do now? Uncle? Uncle Tam exhaled. There's one way. Only one way. But I'm too weak now. You have to uproot that guy plant and burn it in the village cemetery. Before midnight. If not, he trailed off, his eyes filled with dread. Hugh grabbed Uncle Tam's hand. Voice determined. Got it, Uncle. We'll find it. Just tell us exactly where. Uncle Tam looked at Hugh. His voice faint. Behind Mr. Hoy's yard. Near the chopped bamboo clump. Dig deep and you'll see it. But, be careful. That thing clings to life. Nam shuddered. You sure about this? Hugh? Just hearing this gives me chills. Hugh gripped his friend's shoulder. We've got no other choice. If two really got involved, we have to find out. Nam bit his lip, then finally nodded. By late afternoon, as the sun faded behind the bamboo grove, they quietly snuck over to Mr. Hoy's house. The narrow dirt path was deserted, filled with the scent of damp mud mixed with dry straw. Behind Mr. Hoy's yard was a sparse bamboo patch, with one chopped stalk leaning toward the canal. Hugh pointed. Right there. Grab the hoe and dig. Nam carried the iron hoe Grandma Sao gave them at noon and mumbled as he dug. Damn it, this is the first time I've ever dug for Guy. In less than 20 minutes. Beneath the damp soil, a tangle of red root-like veins appeared. The Guy stem was wrist-thick, with dark purple leaves, its surface bumpy like it had eyes. Nam was horrified. Holy hell, what the heck is this creepy thing? Hugh swallowed hard, trying to stay calm. Dig it all up, carefully. Don't break the roots. Once they pulled it from the earth, a sharp, fishy stench filled the air. Nam wrinkled his nose. Hugh, hurry up. This thing's moving. Hugh said nothing, stuffed the Guy into the burlap sack they had prepared, and tightly tied it shut. The sky was now dim. They rushed straight to the village cemetery. The path was eerily quiet, filled only with the chirping of crickets and other insects. Once there, Hugh grabbed some sticks to start a fire. As soon as the fire lit up, the Guy inside began to writhe violently. Nam was terrified. Burn it quick. Hugh, I can't take this anymore. Hugh took a deep breath and threw the Guy into the flames. The fire roared, thick white smoke swirling. In the flickering light, a long-haired woman stood beside a grave, her face completely covered by her hair. Nam's face turned ghostly. Hugh, did you see that figure? Hugh spun around, eyes stunned. The shadows slowly retreated into the mist. Soft giggles echoed again, this time crystal clear, then disappeared. The Guy turned to ash. The fire died down. They stood frozen for a while before coming to their senses. Nam patted Hugh's shoulder. It's over, right? Hugh stared at the ashes. Heart heavy. I don't know, but I hope so. They quietly returned to the village. That night, no one heard laughter from the well anymore. But in the empty courtyard, through the passing breeze, there seemed to be a faint whisper. The next morning, Uncle Tam drew his last breath, still clutching the red string once used to bind the Guy plant. Hugh and Nam said nothing. They silently left the village, leaving behind old secrets and shadows that never passed on. Behind Mr. Hoy's house, from the ashes beneath the chopped bamboo, a fresh green sprout of Guy had just emerged. On the bus out of Ha Trung village, Hugh leaned against the window, eyes lost in the endless fields. Nam sat beside him, chin in hand, saying nothing. The hum of the engine, the tires bumping over rough pavement, and the cicadas crying their last songs felt like worn-out memories. Nam tilted his head toward Hugh and spoke first. "You, still thinking about too?" Hugh didn't reply right away. He closed his eyes, the image of the woman's shadow from that night flickering in his mind. Then his voice lowered. "I don't know whether that shadow was two or not, but from beginning to end, we never got to meet her." Nam sighed. "Maybe she's dead, or vanished, but that guy thing, I swear, I'll never mention it again." Hugh opened his eyes, gaze sharp. "Yeah, let's forget it." They fell silent again. The bus slowly rolled past the village gates, leaving behind moss-covered walls, the dried-up well, the chopped bamboo, and the shadows they would never dare return to. Far off at the village edge, the temple bell rang out low and solemn. In Uncle Tam's empty courtyard, a breeze rustled the bamboo leaves. On the ground, from the old ashes, the fresh green sprout of Guy kept growing. A soft, eerie laugh echoed faintly, then vanished into the wind.